Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to episode 9 of What Thad Thinks. Not Neil, the only podcast in the world that will tell you exactly what I think, and I think alone. Brought to you by Better Beans Branding, number one branding, remodel, construction, and design firm in the country, specializing in private schools and preschools. I like to say Better Beans is that one company that comes in and turns on your lights and raises your sales almost instantaneously. I've watched them do it for me time and time again. So reach out to Better Beans, and we thank you for your sponsorship. Hey, thank you to all my listeners out there, all the subscribers. Please keep sharing. Please keep subscribing. I will also say for Piper, our producer and promoter and editor, I will go ahead and let her know. Over the holiday, I got so many young people, believe it or not, getting with me that they love the little real snippets that they get, and they've been sharing some of those and making me a meme from time to time in what they're doing. So anyway, keep those going. They're getting some traction, and we're actually getting some business advice to some of these guys that end up tuning in and listening. And I love that that's getting through to the young people. So thank you to Piper there, but keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep watching. And even though I know y'all don't really care to hear from him, it's now time for me to welcome my partner in crime, Neel.
Good afternoon.
Neel, love the new sign.
Thank you.
Love the new sign. I
Thank you.
happen to know who paid for that sign. I
You
paid for
do?
that sign.
Oh, there you go.
It
I
was
don't know
gonna
where it
be
came
here.
from.
It
It
was
showed
here
up.
originally. That sign was hanging here,
No, I did not know that.
and I got tired of seeing a cord go down.
That one.
So, I think if it was smart, we would punch a hole in the wall and run it down and then come out so you don't have to see the cord.
Got it. Great idea.
Yeah. Or go through the roof and plug through some of y'all's ceiling.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You have those
Yep. Drop towel. Yep.
yeah. Anyway,
I want to
so
hear about. I want to hear
I
about
do love it.
a meme of you.
Well, I mean, you'd have to get like Trace or someone to show you some, but they just have some memes of me saying certain things, or they think it's funny.
Okay, we'll get our
Yeah,
hands on that.
you
Well,
do look
fantastic.
brighter and shinier today.
I
I
shaved
had
it.
to share. I mean, it was your birthday week.
It was my birthday week.
Yeah, so Neel had turned 54 this week.
3.
53,
Yeah.
53 this week. So 53 years old. Congratulations, man! I heard you had a visitor.
Did have a visitor.
You did?
I did. He's
Who
spectacular.
came to see you?
Elvis, baby.
Woo!
He's my
Well,
favorite.
how was he?
Man, the guy came with song. He was excited. I think he fed off of our energy. He was great and a fantastic surprise.
That's awesome. What song did he sing?
He did a little hound dog action.
Hmm.
He did a little bit of Suspicious Minds.
Okay.
And I believe he did.
Somebody asked me like your favorite Elvis song, and I wasn't 100% sure, but I told him American Trilogy, so I don't know. I guess you
Oh,
probably
good.
did do American.
No, it's Suspicious Minds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I love Elvis's Suspicious Minds, but to be honest with you, man, I love Dwight Yoakam's Suspicious Minds.
I hadn't heard it.
just
I
as
was not going
much.
to have to do that.
You haven't? That's really good.
Wow.
If you like
Yeah.
Dwight Yoakam. But congratulations on reaching 53 years. There are times in our life, Neel, I wasn't sure that we'd make it. But congratulations.
Thank
You
you.
are an old man.
Nice. Thank
Yes,
you.
we glitched at that. But congrats on that. So I'm glad you had a nice little birthday run there.
I did. Thank you for my morning phone call. Man, you know what else is old? The U.S. and Cuba and where we stand with Cuba. Have you heard the news this week?
Are you talking about us agreeing to give them some humanitarian aid with strings?
I am.
Okay.
It's different.
So what are you reading? What are you seeing? What are you
Well,
asking me?
listen,
What do you got?
so here's what I'm seeing is that there's $100 million slated to go to foreign aid for Cuba. Now, if you'll think back 6 months ago, we canceled most of our foreign aid organizations through this administration, or at least the
Man,
media.
that is such a lot. Oh, hold on, buddy. We did not cancel most of our foreign aid. You don't
Let's
know.
back.
You
Okay,
literally
fair
don't.
enough. Factually,
We.
I may be wrong.
You're
I'm
definitely
I'm
wrong. But
I'm
go ahead.
spouting, right? But in
Yes.
this scenario, there's $100 million
We're
going to
spouting
be
straight from CNN. But go ahead.
yes, $100 million
Yes.
distributed to human aid organizations through American aid organizations, not through the government and not through their government, which is impressive.
Okay. So what you're saying, I'm gonna say this a little more clear. Trump said, yes, look, the Cuban people with all the embargoes and stuff that's happening, they have a hard time keeping up. In fact, they're the most subsidized country, one of the most subsidized countries in the world,
Mm.
both by China, Russia, and the United States over time have basically kept the lights on in Cuba.
Yes.
Right? They don't have an industry much anymore. They don't have anything they're exporting. They don't produce anything. They're a communist country that has been broken by a dictator's family over time.
Mhm.
Now, because of lots of things, but let's just say it's very hard to get oil and things into that country right now. So they don't have lights. They're hurting bad. Cuba is hurting bad. So Trump has offered, or the administration has offered, to give them $100 million, but not for to the Cuban government to distribute to people. But he has said specifically to the Catholic Church to distribute.
Yes.
$100 million to the Catholic Church to distribute. Now, Cuba has, like, even the Castro's family that now runs the government, basically is not happy about getting it with strings, but is basically saying we got to take it no matter how it is. But it's a very complicated subject. I mean, Cuba hasn't had a church built or formed in like 80 years. Fidel Castro banned churches being built other than the ones that were already there. And a new law was passed like 10 years ago. I'd have to look up the number of years, but that the only new churches allowed to form had to be in people's homes. So some of these Catholic churches are actually like in someone's house, but they have to have a network to distribute these funds. Now, why wouldn't we just give it to the government who has everybody's names, numbers, and could distribute those?
Because it'll never end up in the right places.
Well, let's go back to, I think it was about 10 or 15 years ago when there was a major energy shortage in Cuba, and they were only getting Venezuelan oil at the time. And Venezuela basically gave them oil at cost, like no profit, wasn't profited from it. Venezuela, Maduro and Castro were close. They got oil from them so they could turn lights off. There was like weeks without power in many parts of Cuba at the time. Cuba got the oil, the government did, and instead of turning on the lights for people, resold it to Asian markets. So they took the gift, and instead of giving it back to the people, they funded their government with it.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we want to give freely to the government and say, turn this on? Because we
Past
don't trust them.
behavior. Yeah.
They're not going to give it.
Nope.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I don't know why we're giving $100 million to Cuba at all, unless we're getting something in return.
My opinion is that we're influencing a change in government through the people, right? We're influencing the people to rely on this and then in turn move on from the Castros and the dictatorship that they are.
But I don't know how that's going to, I don't see that happening. Number one, they don't even have any real news down there. So how in the world do they even know we're the ones that gave the money?
I don't know that answer. But,
do you think we should be giving $100 million to Cuba?
Even in the context of that news this week, there's also sidebar comments of we're preparing our military forces for action there. So not the topic at hand, but we have to keep all of our...
Do you think we should be giving $100 million to Cuba? That was a question. I don't know what.
Yes.
Really?
It's humanitarian.
$100 million.
If
should
we're going to
give them out, should we be giving them $1 billion?
What? I don't know. No. I don't know what the right number is.
So 500 million?
It's got to come from...
But 100 million seems okay to you.
It does. Okay. It does. I don't know why that number is.
What does Cuba do for us?
Nothing right now other than chew up our resources from an embargo standpoint. But it doesn't have to be that way.
Let me ask you this question. What about if I took, instead of that, and I put $100 million into building low-cost housing for people in the city of Atlanta?
Phenomenal.
Would you rather give the $100 million to Cuba or the $100 million there?
Let's go.
Just saying do both?
No, you can't. You can't. No. If it's only one or the other, then benefit my neighborhood, my community, not Cuba. So
well, then why are you giving $100 million to Cuba? How about, would you rather give $100 million to the Catholic Church in the 10 biggest cities in the country right now to take care of homelessness? Here?
Yes.
I would too. How about just give $100 million to Piper?
She should be rocking today. Yes.
Would you rather give $100 million to Piper or $100 million to Cuba?
Yeah, sorry, Piper. I'm picking Cuba there.
Really?
Because I think...
You don't trust Piper to take care of people?
Listen, even if I change that... Yeah, good question.
How about we give $100 million to Piper and say, listen, Piper, you can keep some sort of management fee here, but I need you to give this out to charities that you feel like people are going to be well taken care of. Would you rather give $100 million to her or $100 million to the city of Atlanta to fight homelessness?
I wouldn't want to give it to government, no. Okay. So Piper in that regard.
Well, how much management fee is Piper going to get with this big responsibility?
Man, 7%.
700 grand.
Yeah.
Is that enough, Piper? She said that's not enough. It's not enough. She's going to give out $100 million this year, but 700 grand is not enough.
That's a damn good year, Piper.
I think Piper would take 100 grand, 700 grand for that. I'm pretty sure she'd take 250. I
It's
just
a big
think she tried to play
responsibility.
hardball there.
Congratulations, Piper. You got a new job.
Oh man. So anyway, like thinking of that, very high gas prices, right?
Uh, uh,
And very high jet fuel prices, very high airline tickets, very expensive, but a record number of 45 million Americans traveled more than 50 miles over Memorial Day.
wow.
So a record number of travelers despite these crazy gas prices and airline prices. So what do you make of that?
I don't know what the norm is, but I don't think people are letting a dollar in gas change their lives. They're taking it from somewhere else. But we're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to the campsite, whatever those things. We're going to go to the ball fields, and that's that.
I mean, that's a lot of people traveling over the holiday weekend, 45 million plus. I'll tell you what I think. I mean, I think gas prices do affect people's travel. However, I also think we have a stock market that's at record numbers. And so I think a lot of homes' balance sheets are better than they've ever been. People's 401ks are better than they've ever been. You've got people that are invested in market. You've got, in some cases, record corporate profits at big companies. So you still have wages that are increasing kind of across everything. So like you do have high gas prices and it does suck. But I also think most people realize it's temporary. Like I'm filling up my car and going, okay, that's $20 more than normal or whatever. But I also know, man, maybe a couple more months,
Hmm.
it's going to cost me like $300 or $400. And while that's significant, it's not yet trumping where I'm gonna be. So I do think we have that. I mean, I think the home balance sheets is a big number. I mean, we're talking about, right before the election in 2024, so October of 2024. So before Trump was elected, when
Hmm.
Biden was still in office, the Dow was at 38,000.
What are
You
we
don't
at
have to
now?
look at it. Almost 51.
That should be enormous
That is a
approval
lot of
rating.
money that's a lot of money floating out there amongst people. So
Yeah.
even the people that aren't heavily in the market, their parents are, or their brothers are, or their customers are. So like some things are happening, that has a huge effect on things. And there's a lot of companies making a lot of money, no matter how bad they say that. I think the only bad part of the market right now, other than gas, the only things that are worrying me are just home sales. But I think that's gonna come home to roost at some point because people aren't you still have these people that have the 3.5 and 4% 30-year mortgages that really can't afford to get out of it and pay the inflated prices for
No.
new houses. So, I do think that's still gonna be a while before we see any help in the home market. And we may see a bubble kind of pop on that at some point. But yeah. So
Well,
I do think even though those prices, things are good out there, people. A lot of good going on in this country right now as far as the economy is concerned. So, don't let that slow you up. Let's keep
Man, I want
rocking
to
and
tell you
rolling.
about something good. Taking a leap off of that language. A couple weeks ago, we talked about L.A. mayor race and Spencer Pratt.
Did we talk about it? Yeah, I guess we
Mm,
did. I did.
We
I
did,
asked you
and
about it, didn't I?
yeah, and I had no idea, didn't know who he
Yeah.
was, and
Yeah.
but I just want to say that here's a guy who's not running on left, right, or anything other than common sense. And hope to goodness he's raised a lot more money than the incumbent and he's getting attention. And so in the next week or so, that there will be an election in LA and we shall see what the traditional Democratic base looks like there and whether they elect him. He's a registered Republican and he's raised 10 times more than the mayor.
I don't think he's raised 10 times more. I think he's raised 10 times more like recently.
So, okay. Okay.
But yes, he is making a huge splash. He is definitely trending. He definitely is taking over. And I mean, Karen Bass is a joke out there and just bomb. I mean, she should lose everything based on just how the LA fires were handled. She should have no chance at this, which is why he's running anyway. He is a populist. He is conservative mostly in his values, but he has gladly said, "Hey, look, I'm not," because I'm anti-socialist. He doesn't believe in socialism, and he is going to vote for whatever is good for the people of LA, period. And I think that's not a whole lot different than Make America Great Again that pisses everybody else off.
It shouldn't, except
It
that
should
it's
no,
been
it
robbed
for
from
him it
people.
is. I
Yeah.
mean, for someone like you who doesn't like our current president, but you do like.
That's unfair and
No, it's
not
not.
true.
No, it is true. It is true. You have told me so in private. I'm putting it out there in public. You don't like our president. It's fine. I still love you. But what is funny is somebody that is a populist like Trump that is running for a mayor seat
Mhm.
who is talking about that he is going to vote and do what is good for the people of LA. And that's all he's worried about. He's not worried about national politics. He's not worried about any of that. He's worried about local and what's good for the people of LA. It's not a whole lot different than what Trump is saying when he says, we're going to do on the world stage what is good for America. And if it's good for America, we're going to do it. And by doing that, we're going to make America great again. You don't like that, but you do like Spencer Pratt.
I disagree. I don't have a
Good.
problem
You
with
don't
that
disagree. You
interpretation
don't
of
disagree.
it.
I want
It's
you
a
to
great
go home.
interpretation of it.
I want you to go home and I want you
I'm
to tell your wife, I want you to tell Amy that I want to make America great again.
happy to do. I'll do it and I'll film it
Okay, please.
with my red hat.
Please, please, please. Go ahead. Let me just tell you what I do agree with. I mean, like all the stuff behind. This country is starving for people a little bit more in the middle, right? They're starving for people that are going to do what's good for the people in their whatever they're being elected for. So, I mean, when I elect a senator, I'm dying for one that's just looking out for Georgia and getting his ass out of the national politics. You know what I mean? For my House of Representative, I want him to do what's good for his district right here, what we believe in. I mean, if it's a Democrat, which it is in a couple of my districts, I do not want them doing what Nancy Pelosi wants them to do, right? I want him to do what's good, what the people here want him to do. Does that not make sense? You look
Yeah,
confused.
that makes sense. Fair.
I want my school board member to do what's good for the people at the elementary school up the street. You know, I don't want them thinking about some agenda about COVID pushed down from Fauci and the federal government is good. I want them to do what's good for our local school.
The problem
that's
is
what we have.
we label people, and so the label is pushing people away from a middle or away from the.
I know there has to be a podcast out there that's like just called The Middle, but like I want to have one. Like I'd like to have an episode with just like one of my more liberal, common sense friends, like super liberal, super informed, common sense, and us just decide what we can agree on.
I mean, I got the perfect guy for you.
I mean, I know some.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to go, okay, where can we agree? I'd even trade.
You'd even
Like
what?
there's got to be some things that are common sense that we could just agree on.
Mhm.
Like and not go with national parties. Like plenty of stuff I could just go along with him on.
Hey, let's do it. We got July 4th coming up. Celebrate 250
July
years.
4th.
Oh man,
July 4th
it's
meet
gonna
in the
be
middle
the greatest
250
ever.
year. We got to do that. Piper, we got to come up with some like decor and themes and pushing our July 4th. 250 years and we're going to get like the most liberal person or two I can find. Maybe two on one.
Just a panel?
Want people that have common sense and common like a common sense super lib that we can go agree on. I have some things I would be willing to give on to
It'd
get
be
certain
interesting to
things
hear
too.
those things. I don't know what those would be. I have a thought, but I'll write them down for you.
Name one. You said you had a thought. Whatever came to mind.
Well, it's easier for me to tell you what you wouldn't give on.
Well, you just said you had some in mind I
Yeah,
would give
I
on.
think social welfaring programs to a degree you may have some flexibility on.
Like what?
Well, you brought up earlier affordability in housing, right? So is Thad willing to push his
No.
tax dollars towards
No.
that?
No.
Or
No.
education and vouchers?
Well, that's vouchers for education is a conservative issue.
But I'm saying you may back down off of that slightly.
Oh no.
No?
I mean, maybe if I get something really good in return. I mean, really, really good.
Well, that's what giving is, right? It's not
Really, really good.
simply giving.
But you didn't have anything in mind, so you just kind of were spouting stuff off. That's fine.
We'll study this.
But now you're thinking about it. We'll just do it. We got time.
Yeah.
We got time.
We got a few weeks.
We got time. Yeah. We have 5 weeks until okay. We're gonna push our 250 year celebration by coming together in the middle on a great podcast.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, talk about coming together. New York Giants and Jackson Dart. I know you're following it. Here's the picture here. You got a young new leader quarterback.
He's a stud.
He's a great quarterback. Did it right.
He's got
right?
the world. He's got the world by. I mean,
in a major market.
Young, good-looking quarterback with a. I think what's his girlfriend's name?
No idea.
She like my son and all the boys were talking about it this weekend.
This guy gets invited. This quarterback gets invited to introduce the president at a speaking engagement, and let's just assume it's in New York, right? In that market where the Giants are, the New York Football Giants are. So So he takes the engagement and introduces Trump. No big deal. The introduction is pretty simple, but he invokes the Giants brand in that introduction. Just before the introduction, he goes, "Go blue, go blue, go blue," something like that, right? And
Mhm.
so now he's equating the introduction of Trump to his status and his fame as a New York Giants quarterback. And somehow this has caused major controversy amongst his teammates that it has become a news story, a big news story, not even small. And so here you have freedom of speech, an opportunity to introduce the president colliding with the repercussions of his teammates who might not support that administration. And so it's become a problem for him that the Giants themselves have had to clean up.
So let's get this. Let's get through this real quickly. If Piper, we're bringing Piper into every argument today, but let's say Piper goes on and introduces the new, I don't know, liberal county commissioner and
Mhm.
talks about how much she likes her and her policies. Should I be calling her out in public and
No,
disparaging her?
she's allowed to do that.
I
That's her
don't.
deal.
In fact, even though I completely disagree with her, maybe on who she picked, I'm actually proud of her. Like, I love that people participate in this country. Like, people that are participating, fantastic. But why would you discourage someone from participating in the process that makes our country amazing? Look, different people are awesome. Like, look at you, a bald Yankee, Indian, Canadian, couldn't. I am a fully tons of hair, white Southerner, and we are the best of friends and have been for years and years. We agree on very little,
Mhm.
and we also agree on very much.
Yeah,
And
there should be no problem here.
that's a, I
But
don't
as a business
care.
owner, you do there's the one question. As a business owner, he brought the Giants into it. He used his platform and he commented on the Giants on that platform with him. Is that
Okay,
appropriate?
so if Piper is
Mm.
promoting Kamala Harris, and on stage after promoting and getting to introduce Kamala Harris, she also says, "Hey, go Beans! Please see better beans for your remodel." Well,
I'm not,
I'm gonna applaud
yeah, I'm not gonna have
even
a problem with
louder.
that. Lots of publicity.
Yes.
So why is there a problem here?
Well, because that guy's not mad about him invoking the Giants. That guy's mad that he feels like the people that spoke out against Jackson Dart on the New York Giants are just only able to see one side of a political argument, and they think everybody else should shut the heck up.
Well, that's not. But shutting up
But
isn't
that's where
participation.
it's at. That's what it is. And that's why a lot of people, if you remember back to the first 2016 election, you saw red MAGA hats everywhere
Okay.
during that election process. During the 2021 election, or during the 2024 election, you did not see them very many because people, I mean, they wear them at a Trump rally, but they weren't wearing them to the deli
Mm.
because people were afraid to speak their minds because they were getting canceled and they were getting shut out if you supported a certain person. That is un-American.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't allowed to wear that stuff without having some pushback. I
Costume.
mean,
Yeah.
if you put a Trump sign in your yard, people were tearing them up. I mean, it's just weird, the hatred. But whatever,
Mm.
that's the way it was. I mean, I think I support everybody in this country supporting their candidate in whatever way they want. And furthermore, any company that I own, I believe I support them speaking out for their candidate, however they so choose. I mean,
I buy that.
I believe I do. I mean, I don't. We're not going to wear gear to work, but outside of work hours, I definitely agree with them.
Sure. This guy was outside of
I
work hours.
encourage them to spend their time doing that.
Yeah. It's better than being disengaged.
Yes, yes. So cool. All right, let's jump in. We got our business topic. We got, maybe it's felt like it's been a while since we talked, but we wrapped up last time we talked, Neil, how to keep customers coming back and how you're building lifetime customers. And we wrapped up a two-part series on that. The last one was, 5 ways, and that was an awesome. I got a lot of great feedback on that episode. But I did promise kind of two things. And one of them that we're going to talk about today is what to do when a customer is angry, kind of how to handle a complaint. I kind of thought this was cool. I'm going to actually give companies a tool today to how to handle complaints. So if you deal with someone that has to deal with customer service, or you deal with someone in sales, or you deal with somebody in operations that has to deal with customer complaints, they're on the front line from time to time. Sometimes they're tired of hearing from you. So this is a great opportunity. You can pull out some snippets of this, give it to your team to watch, give it to individuals to watch. So they have some quick tools they can take. So I'm giving you guys a tool in your tool belt today to what to do when customers are angry, what to do as customers are angry or they're complaining. So let's think about this. And Neel, hopefully you can not overthink this and you can be a good member of my team here today since I'm letting you be on here. But I like it when you're close up like that, Neel. You're really a handsome man. A handsome man. A handsome older man than me. Oh my gosh, Neel.
1 year. Just 1 year.
1 year, Neel. Good try. Good try. I was born in 1979. So, Neel, real quick. So I'm watching the Scripps Spelling Bee last night. I did love watching the Spelling Bee last night. And the commentators just literally cracked me up.
ESPN,
They're
right?
funny. No, it was on Grit TV, GRIT. They may throw it on something else.
Okay.
It may have been a replay. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I was on the couch reading. My wife turned it on. Emily likes to try to spell, and she's a pretty good speller. She's not in these guys' league, but she was trying to spell, and then she just left and hid the remote and went upstairs with my daughter.
And you're stuck
And I'm
with it?
stuck on the couch, like watching the dang spelling bee, and then I ended up enjoying it.
All right.
But do you remember I can't remember what show that was. Anyway, it was really good, and the commentators were fantastic. And these middle schoolers showing their work ethic. I mean, one of these guys said that he has a vocabulary of like 500,000 words he can spell. I can spell like 11. I mean, that's unbelievable.
I don't know what's the norm, though. 500,000 sounds like a lot. What's the normal?
Or was it 500 million? I mean, it was something stupid. They
There
read
can't-
the dictionary like every day. It's crazy. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. How are we talking about? I just told you look good, didn't I?
This is turning into this episode is turning into a spiral. Let's dial
I
back.
wonder if we
into
did a
customer-
fifth grade spelling bee, how better beans would do. Like fifth
Terrible.
grade words.
Terrible.
Terrible. Terrible. I bet you not. There's a couple of smarty pantses up there that would do really good. I bet you Leah can spell everything.
Yeah, I put my money on her.
Don't we have an English major? I think Lindsay, one of the two. Yeah, Lindsay. Anyway, okay, back to that. When a customer's angry, I'm going to give y'all some like real tidbits, real work things that you can kind of go do. And, because honestly, I see one of my biggest problems with middle management, one of my biggest problems I run into out there in the real world is how people deal with complaints. In fact, it is very rare now to go to a business and be upset about something and them really handle it properly. The way I think it should be handled properly. And you definitely don't want the bad way that blows up in everybody's face, but I also never see it handled really, really well. So, really when a customer's angry, I'm going to go and tell you that you kind of have three choices. So, Neel, if I've made you angry as a customer and you're angry because what? Why are you angry?
I'm angry because it didn't go on time or on budget. The job.
A job, that's very vague. But okay, the customers don't complain about vague.
Okay. Hey, look, this is not what I paid for.
What? Okay, you're very vague. I should use somebody else. I should have prepped you for this. You're not very good at this. You probably just say like, okay, there's a hair in your food.
Okay, that's the context. Great. There's a hair in my
That's
food.
It's easier to deal with.
Great.
Unless you're going to say, if you're on construction, you could say like, the building wasn't painted on Friday the way you said. That would have been something, but whatever. So I have three choices when a customer's angry and they come to me. Number one is I can be indifferent. I don't really care all that much. I can remove myself emotionally and everything else. I'm sorry. We'll take care of it. Right? Kind of an indifferent attitude, which we get that a lot. That is very common now, especially amongst young people. You bring a complaint to that 19-year-old at Wendy's and they don't seem to care. It's very indifferent, right? You can also get, especially some like overworked managers from time to time, you get the second choice. You get them being defensive, and that's their ego. That's not our hair. Okay. I checked that food. It wasn't there. Everybody here's got hair restraints on, right?
Oh, yeah.
You get either the excuse, it's not my hair, could have been your hair, could have been anybody's. I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't us. Everybody's got hair restraints on here. We're doing everything that's there. That's defensive. That's ego. And then you can get the one or you can get the helpful. And I want to remind you a sign that you see it shortened, but the quote originally was, be kind. Everybody is fighting a battle. And I used to say in the restaurant business, like no one gets madder than people at a restaurant. Like if someone messes up a $10 hamburger and they are livid, like so mad, but they could have something go wrong at their own home they bought and they're very forgiving. Now, I don't know if it's because people are hangry when they're at a restaurant, or I think what a lot of it is, and some of it may be hanger, but I think a lot of it is they think they can bully restaurant workers.
Mm.
That's somewhere they think they're better than that person. So they bully and they get angry and they yell, just like they do over the phone when they're on customer service stuff. But whatever. Just because they're being emotional and they're mad should not make you indifferent, should not make you defensive. You should stay being kind because their anger is their problem. Now,
Mm.
you can be kind and help them fix it, but the anger is their issue. The emotions are their issue. And I don't want you to confuse it. It's not your job to help them. But you can't let that rope you into an attitude of indifference or rope you into an attitude of being defensive and making matters worse. Because I want to ask you, at what point, when someone has brought you a complaint in life, has it being defensive worked? So I want you to tell me you're mad. I want you to tell me you're mad about a hair in your food, Neel.
Yeah, man, look, you cannot believe how mad I am about having hair in my food. This is terrible.
Okay, you are the worst actor
I'm a
in the
great actor.
world.
Brad Pitt.
That was
probably.
terrible.
Top,
That was
top.
terrible.
Why?
You don't know how mad I am about a hair in my food. That
Yes.
whoa, you sure are mad.
I could point at you. I could tell you how.
Well, do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
look,
I'm trying to ask you to role play and do something, not
You-
say what you could do.
look around here. This is terrible. You've got hair in my food. This is ruining my life and my day. My day is ruined because of you.
Well,
This is unsafe. I should call somebody.
That sounds like your problem, dude. Not only do you not have hair, but
Whoa.
us making a mistake. Give me a break, man. It's not worth all this anger. Now, once I say that to you, it's not worth all this anger. Are you going to go, oh, you're right?
No, you've
What's gonna
actually made
happen?
me madder.
Yeah. What the hell did you just say to me? That's what's going to happen next. I need
Yeah.
to talk to somebody else. I need to escalate this. I need to go somewhere else. Defensive has never changed anybody's mind or allowed someone to become helpful. It's not going to happen. You have the three choices when a customer's angry. You can be indifferent, you can be defensive, or you can be helpful and kind, right?
Mhm.
Remember that an angry customer, that was first thing. You have three choices. I want you to make sure you do that. An angry customer has two problems, okay? An angry customer has two problems. Number one is their feelings. They feel like you wronged them. They feel like it was on purpose. They feel like they were cheated. They feel angry. They feel emotional. Their feelings is problem one. Problem two is the actual problem. And whether you like it or not, as a manager or as a frontline worker who needs to handle this complaint, your job is to solve both of them, both their feelings and their problem. If you solve one of those two without solving the other, there is a high likelihood that that customer never does business with you again.
Mm.
If you solve the problem and I gave you a hamburger without a hair in it and I gave you a refund, Neel, did I solve your anger? You don't have to look
No.
at your notes.
No.
You look at me. I'm talking to you.
No, you solved the problem.
Problem. But you still think I'm the damn place that got defensive and didn't care or whatever
That's
else.
right.
Didn't solve your feelings.
Yes.
I have to solve both. So as a frontline, as a middle manager, as a director of a childcare center, as a principal of a school, as a project manager of a construction company, what is your goal of the interaction when a customer is angry? Is it to win? Is it to prove to the customer that they were wrong?
No.
Is it to get out of the problem with costing the company as little money as possible? Is it to calm them down? Is your goal to solve the problem? Or is your goal to make them a lifetime customer? I haven't changed this at all. Some of my best wins in life with customers, I say this and I promise you it's true. Some of my lifetime customers that I've built have been someone that came to me with a giant complaint, angry as hell, before I even knew their name. And then they became lifetime customers. Your goal on any complaint is that that customer does business with you again and does business with you over and over again.
Mm.
And the only way to remove your ego that makes you defensive or your ego that makes you apathetic and indifferent, the only way to get rid of that and to be kind and helpful is to remember your goal. Your goal is that they do business with you again and they do business with you for life after they're angry.
Love it.
So how do you win? Number one is remember the damn goal every time you talk. I am making this person a lifetime customer. How do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that? Over and over again. Remember the goal. That's almost like the preface to the 5 things I'm going to give you. You have to remember the goal.
I'm with you.
It's like when all else fails, remember the goal. I'm going to make them a lifetime customer. So number one, remember we're trying to solve 2 problems with customers. Keep your cool. And if you remember the goal, you'll keep your cool. You're not being defensive. You're not going to make excuses. You're not going to argue individual points. Oh my God, I get that sometimes. Because when I'm angry, like when I'm mad at my son, I'll be mad at Trace and I'll list 30 things I'm damn mad about. And 29 of them will be valid. And one of them he disagrees with. So what does he do? Well, I didn't forget to take trash out yesterday. That was 2 days ago. I took trash out yesterday. Right? And then does that make me go, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Trace. No, that makes me go, holy crap, dude. It was 2 days ago. Who gives a crap? Or I gave you 29 other things that were valid. Why are we arguing about the one? You know what I'm saying? Now we're fighting. We're not going to argue small points. The customer is angry. We're not going to be defensive. We're not going to make excuses. We're going to remember the goal and we're going to take a positive approach as we're keeping our cool. We're going to make eye to eye contact. Okay. This is how you keep your cool. You're going to make eye contact with them and you're going to nod and you're going to listen. You're going to look at them with empathy and concern. You're going to listen. Okay. You're going to apologize and play offense. Mr. Sengupta, I'm sorry. Let's see what we can do to solve your problem, okay? You're going to make eye contact. You're going to keep your cool constantly. Hey, man, I'm here. I'm sorry. Let's solve your problem, okay? I'm not going to tell you we're not going to do. I'm not going to go, as soon as you calm down, we'll solve your problem. You've just
made it
lost a
my
lifetime customer.
Yeah.
You know how some people just have that common effect on you? You know how some people you don't mind yelling at and other people you won't yell at?
Sure. I have those.
Yes.
You have those.
I definitely have those, right? Some people are begging it. Apologize. And if you need to, if that customer's so angry, make sure you take them somewhere private. Also, don't make them sit down and you stand up, or you sit down and they stand up. Like, be eye to eye where you can make good eye contact at a comfortable distance where nobody has to yell. Try not to have a barrier in front of you. Never have a customer interaction with you behind a desk or you behind a podium and them on the other side of, because they feel like they got to yell across that at you.
Another thing to
As
overcome.
soon as you do that,
Yeah.
you go around. You go around and you make eye contact. You show them you care, right? You're going to keep your cool. So that's number one. Make good eye contact, apologize, and be in private if necessary, and remove barriers. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
That's number one, was keep your cool. The second way we're going to handle an angry customer, remembering our goal. That's one. After we've kept our cool, is we're going to listen with empathy and for facts. So the whole time you're complaining, right? When I get you private, we're making eye contact, and I've said, man, let's see how we can solve your problem. Tell me what happened, Mr. Sengupta. Tell me what happened. Man, I'm looking for anything I can agree with. And I sat down with my child, and we're all starving. We hadn't eaten on the road, and I bit into this hamburger and it had a hair in it. And I just go, that's terrible. I'd be so mad too. I'd be so grossed out too. I'm really sorry. And then I went to the cashier and they didn't care or even offer to replace my burger. Oh, wow. What cashier did you deal with? Terry. Okay. I got it. Terry. Thank you. Yeah, unacceptable. I'd be mad about that too. That's great. Okay. So what did you get other than a burger? What did your daughter get too? What did she eat? What did she eat?
Yeah. Chicken tenders, mac and cheese.
Chicken tenders and mac and cheese. All right. Listen, I wrote down all the facts, what all y'all ordered, how much y'all paid, the people that upset you, and the fact that you had that. Okay. I've wrote that down. If you are writing down notes, I mean, there's nothing better than when I'm complaining, if someone has apologized to me and kept their cool and looked me in the eyes and listened with empathy and apologized for what they did and took notes. How many of y'all are pooping your pants right now that someone cared enough to take notes when you're mad? The only reason people yell and get mad is when they feel like they're not being heard. People don't have to yell when you just handle the problem.
Right.
They're mad at Karen or whoever that girl's name was at the cashier that didn't care, right? So they're yelling at you because the problem got to you, right? But what is my goal? What's my goal, Neel?
Right. Make
What?
them a lifetime customer.
Yeah, I'm going to make them
them a
come back
lifetime
forever. So I've listened, I've taken notes, I've treated this person like they are the most important thing in my restaurant. And guess what? They are. Right now, they are the most important person in the building. So I've asked for those. Now it's time for me to make my action plan, right? And I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write down my action plan. It may be something formal you need to give people depending on your business, but let's just say in this restaurant industry, I'm just going to write it down and then I'm going to repeat it to them. And here's some things to remember about your action plan. So remember, number one was keep our cool and be kind. Number two was listen for empathy and facts and take notes. I did that. Number three was the action plan. Now I'm going to give you a don't do before I give you the do-dos. The do-do. The don't do is don't tell them what you're not going to do.
Wow.
Don't say, listen, I'm not going to give you a refund, but I am going to give you 10 free visits to come back. Don't tell them what you're not going to do. Just tell them what you're going to do. So
Mhm.
don't give them a chance to be upset about what you're not going to do, because that's all they're going to hear is what you're not going to do. Listen, I'm not
Right.
going to be able to give you your money back until tomorrow. You would tell them instead, I'm going to have a refund check for you tomorrow morning in your account. That will
That's the
make them happy.
Yep.
You
Yep.
understand? But don't tell, but you don't say, I'm not going to be able to give you a refund till tomorrow. If I say that, then the
No.
customer, you're going to say, why not today? Why do
Yep.
I have to wait? You know what I mean? It brings up so many other things. So you're just going to be positive. My action plan, I'm playing offense with the customer. So don't say what you're not going to do, state what you're going to do. Okay. And I'm going to say, in this situation, listen, Neel, I'm sorry. We dropped the ball here multiple ways, and that's not okay. Right. But the only way we get better is by hearing from customers that care like you to tell us the things we messed up. If I don't hear from customers like you and great people like you, then I can't get better as a company. I promise you we're going to get better as a company. Look, I've already got them cooking more food for you. I just sent a text while we're standing here. You're going to have fresh hamburger. Maya's getting fresh chicken tenders and an ice cream sundae, for her trouble. And look, as well, I'm giving you two more free passes for you to bring a family of four back anytime you want, two of them to come back, because I want you to keep trying us. I'm sorry,
Happy.
right?
Yep.
You're not even going to ask for the refund. I just gave you free food for today, free more for two more times, something a little extra. I would cared. I listened with empathy. I listened to all the things that you had to say, and you're going to be ready to go. So number 4 would be bring it to a close. Bring it to a good closing. All right. I'm going to thank the customer. And I kind of already did that in my last speech. But
Mhm.
this is where I thank the customer. And I do this. And it's magic. I'm telling you, it's magic when you thank the customer for a complaint. Thank you for allowing me a chance to make this right, Neel. Without customers like you telling us how we can improve, we don't get better. You just go away. The fact that you cared enough to come to me allows me to check our hair restraints in the back better. It allows me to train Karen how to be better when a customer's mad about something like this. And it allows me to win you and maybe even Maya, because if you never came back again, your daughter may never come back here again. You gave me a chance and I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be better for this. What would you do at a restaurant that talked to you that way, that made you that important?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm
You're
committed.
coming back.
Yep.
You're coming
Yep.
back.
I'm probably telling people too.
It's not hard, and this isn't a hard training. You have to remember the goal, like we said. You have to keep your cool, like we said, right? You've got to listen for empathy for facts. You have to write them down, and you have to make a real action plan, and you have to bring this to a close and look a customer in the eye and genuinely mean it, because you should. You should be so damn thankful that a customer complained to you and gave you a chance to make it right. But we never are. We're always looking to see who's to blame and why it wasn't our fault, instead of just
That's right.
looking to make them a lifetime customer and being grateful that the customer told you, because the customer did not make up the fact that they're mad. They are mad because they're mad, because you screwed up in some way. You
Yep.
did.
Yep.
It may not be all your fault. Who gives a crap?
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
The only thing that matters is they're mad, and some of it's your fault, and you have a chance to make it right. And you can either screw it up or you can do it. Bring it to a close and do it. And number 5, the bonus: follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, and follow up. You got a dang customer that is mad. I mean, on that thing, on those cards that I gave you that said family of 4 for free, Neel, I am writing on the bottom of that card, call Thad when they come, when
Uh-huh.
redeemed. Or I'm putting a star on it that all my customers know. Or I'm looking through the promo coupons that are in the safe after they've been used and going, oh, sweet. Looks like the Senguptas came yesterday. They came back. And I am calling them if I wasn't there, or if I'm there, I'm able to go, Neel, thank y'all for coming. And I'm able to go through and make sure everything was perfect, beyond perfect with your order. And I'm able to follow up, and I'm able to come to your table, and I'm able to go meet your wife and your other daughter, and I'm able to go make this a wonderful experience.
Yep.
And if I did that after a complaint and you came in and you had a free meal and I came and introduced myself to your family and I thanked you again for that and I showed you and you had a great experience, how likely are you to come back again?
Good. 100%.
You are a lifetime customer now.
Yes.
Me, Neel and Thad are buddies now
Yeah.
from one
Awesome.
complaint. It's an opportunity, guys. Whatever business you're going into, you want to separate yourself. See complaints as an opportunity to make a lifetime customer. Remember that goal.
Okay.
And also, guys, sometimes you just beat yourselves up. This is just like a little extra piece. Sometimes we beat ourselves up over making a mistake at work, making a mistake with a customer. You're not perfect. You're going to make lots of them. You can react perfectly. You can react perfectly. You control that. I think somebody said, it was a quote I read in How to Win Customers and Keep Them for Life. There was a quote that said, "Every man is a fool for 5 minutes a day." The key is don't exceed it. I love that. I love that. Well, anyway, Neel, I appreciate you, buddy. Looking good. Love the sign. Love to see what improvements we can have next time in your studio area there. But looking good now. Happy 54th birthday. See you later. Hey. So anyway, guys, welcome to the What Dad Thinks part of our podcast, where sometimes I have 20 minutes to go off on things. Today, probably going to go off for like just a few minutes. That's something I'm kind of fun with. Summers are too dang short. Memorial Day last weekend, and I feel like I'm in a race with my family to get that summer's going to be over like in 7 or 8 weeks. It used to run from Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's a real summer. And now they're too short. But I'm going to give you my Thad top 5 things to do this summer. Top 5 things to do this summer. I'm going to give them to you in reverse order. Okay. Number 5, get some sun. We all look good and feel better with a little tan. I feel like I've got tan here. I heard someone's quote was, if you can't tone it, tan it. That's what I'm trying to do this summer. Get some sun. Go get some vitamin D. It's also fresh air. Get out of the damn air conditioning. Get outside. Get some sun. Do that this summer. Number 4, swim. Get in the water. No one I know is sad in the water. Get in a hot tub. Get in the pool. Stand in the shallow end. Splash around. Get some sun. Like, spend as much time this summer in the water as you can. A lake, a river, pool, the ocean, a hot tub. Get out there and do it. Number 5 was get sun. Number 4 was get in the water. Number 3, go learn something this summer. Go on a historical tour. So if you're not traveling for it, like, go to some of your local historical landmarks and learn a little something. Like, do a little bit of history walking around, a hike through a historical battlefield, something. Go learn something this summer. Number 2, volunteer. I tell you what, and I don't really care your religion. If you want a smile on your face, 1 week, 3 hours a day, go to someone's vacation Bible school, go to VBS and volunteer. Sing songs, act like a fool with a bunch of first graders, and I promise you your life will be enriched. I promise you. I promise you. You go to a vacation Bible school and there's like 4 volunteers for like a class of 20. You have almost no responsibilities. They're not pooping on themselves or peeing in the corners. There's nothing to change. Like, you will just have a blast singing songs and teaching valuable lessons to young people. Go volunteer. And number 1, hey, I mean this summer, and it's on me. It's heavy. Visit some family. The brother you haven't seen, some cousins, some like distant cousins you haven't seen in 10 years. Like, go have lunch with them. Visit some uncles, definitely grandparents. If you have grandparents that are alive, you better be going to see them. I'm telling you, I'm watching these people die around me, friends of mine whose grandparents and grandparents are dying. Like, I don't want to be cold on this, but man, you want some happiness in your life? Go visit some cousins, go visit some uncles, go visit some grandparents. You're going to make them happy. You're going to make yourself happy. Those are my top 5 things to do this summer. Get some sun, get a tan, go get in some water, go learn something on a historical tour, volunteer at a VBS or go volunteer somewhere that makes you happy. Hey, and visit family. So anyway, and hey, look, honorable mention on there was read a book. But maybe read a book. But hey, wrap up this week. Subscribe, like, share, follow, do something to help grow What Dad Thinks. Too many people are loving it for more people not to be listening, man. We need to hit like 100 subscribers over the course of the next couple weeks. So jump on that. Next week, we're going to talk of some random customer service things. I've gone over some real specific ones, handling complaints today. I've got some other really good ones we're going to talk about next week, like how to communicate with a customer when you have to give a customer bad news. I know that's going to be one of them, but it's going to be customer wild card week. It's coming next week. And don't forget, we've got our 250 United States anniversary that we're going to be celebrating on July 4th, and we're going to have a great episode for that. Please reach out to info@betterbeansbranding.com for any of your Better Beans needs, how you can help your customer. Big thanks to Piper, to Neel, and for all of our listeners, and we will see you next week. Adios.